All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with the high point man on the evening. All right, Coach, well said. Back to you guys. I'm happy we saw some throwdowns tonight. Thanks, guys. Down here on the sidelines with Coach Randall. Coach, you've been around the block. You've got a few state championships to your name already. 5 years since your last state championship, you find yourself in the same position with a group of excellent young boys. Does this feel like another year you could go over the top?
I think we can.
Sounds like a good plan. And lastly, Coach, in regards to the program, it's been a tough run. 8 different coaches in the past 11 seasons. Talk about the challenges for yourself in, hoping to build a successful program at Kings Academy.
I told them when they hired me, I'm there for the long haul.
It's a beautiful gym, Jared. It's definitely a Division I quality-looking place. I'd love to see it filled up at some point, and the energy in here is good enough. And we're not even close to capacity.
Kendall, tell me about it. It's senior night and you get a victory. Every senior's dream. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, man. You always want that win.
Coach, Peyton Lupin's out. He's your best player. Tell me more about him being sick and how you're going to make up for his lost production. Now, you're averaging 16 points. You're having a good season. The team collectively is averaging 63, a little bit low. As the senior leader, are you putting more pressure on your shoulders to score more, or do you call for your teammates to give you more buckets?
Well, I try to balance it out.
It was definitely very impressive. Now, in the second half, you were all over the floor, a lot of layups. What did you see out there that made it so easy to exploit their defense and really run away with this game? All right, Coach, well said. Guys, that's head coach Melvin Randall. Should be an excellent showcase tonight of Ely Tigers basketball. Back to you, Jared and Troy. Coach, big matchup tonight. St. Thomas Aquinas, a very difficult place to play, and you want to end the regular season on a high note. So talk to me about the game plan for a victory tonight. Thanks, guys. Joel, this season, the middle of the season, you're in a grind. Assess where your team's at right now. You're the senior leader, and how much more work is there left for you to do to reach your team goals?
Well, obviously our team goal is to compete for a state championship.
All right, and lastly, this victory puts the team over 500, 8-7. How much momentum have you built here tonight that will hopefully lead you to a playoff berth later in the season? Absolutely, Coach. High stakes, no doubt about it. A big factor to perhaps a victory would be to establish some consistency. Your team in the past, they start off hot, but the wheels sort of fall off in the second half. So what is the plan to, establish some consistency here with your boys? That's Kendall Roberts. He's headed to Eckerd next year up in St. Pete's. He's going to be a great swingman for them. Back to you, Jared and Troy. All right, Coach. And lastly, your first year as a coach. Just tell us briefly what you're going to take away from this season. The first year is always probably one of the more memorable ones. What have been the highs and the lows? You definitely played your kind of basketball, my man. All those points and 21 rebounds. It was like a Dwight Howard performance from a 6'3" white guy. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just try and get inside position every time and try and go for the ball every single possession.
All right, man. You played incredible. And lastly, I got to know, it's country western night here. It was, a lot of fun for all of us. Is there room for country music and basketball? I'm more of a hip-hop guy, man. How did that feel, listening to all that country music warming up?
It was kind of hard to get, warmed up and pumped up, but, you just had to get used to it, and I think that we did a pretty good job.
Well, Jared, it was all them in the first quarter, and they really established the tempo of this game. We saw that high two-man game, Smith at the high post, dropping it in for Blair underneath, and it was easy buckets early. But, they kind of changed their defensive strategy in the second quarter, and we've seen a little bit less of them, but really the big story for Gibbons has been the turnovers. We're going to take a look at the dunk we just missed. This is a Princeton Tiger dunk, ladies and gentlemen, with integrity. That's a high GPA throwdown right there.
Yeah, not much dunking going up there in Princeton, New Jersey. But
so I think they really need to have that play hard mentality 100% of the time on the court. Now then again, if they're trying to outshoot that zone, they can't make these outside shots. I don't know if they hit a single three-pointer in the first half. If they could limit the turnovers, if they could hit some outside shots, and if they can make their coach proud, just play harder 100% of the time, they definitely could win this game. So Blair goes off to the sideline. He's cramping up right back onto the court. Let me throw it down. I'm doing just fine, everybody. Don't worry about me. Absolutely, Jared. It was a huge, huge display of power from the Dillard big men and Terrence Smith and Stephon Blair. Very, very impressive. Terrence Smith really dominated this game early. Blair went cold in the second quarter. There was Smith to pick up the slack. Then, late in the game, late in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, we saw the re-emergence of Stephon Blair. The emotion he was playing with, the energy he was putting into this game, the throwdowns, even cramping up late in the fourth quarter to come back off the bench. And within seconds, he's throwing down an alley-oop in the open floor.
Isaac Bruce, the NFL star of the St. Louis Rams, and the singer Jason Derulo, a big R&B hip-hop star these days.
Absolutely. I've seen him myself. A lot of talent. Isaac Bruce, arguably.
Do you have any Jason Derulo for us?
Do I have any? Jason Derulo.
Wow.
That's a little bit.
Yeah,
you asked for it, though.
Yeah. Wow, that was my mistake. Never do that again.
Jared, the ladies love it, man. Let me show you.
All right, Joel, and real quickly, everybody wants to know why UNC. You're going to be a Tar Heel next season. What were your other college choices? There were some in Florida, am I right?
Yes, they were. Yeah. Well, I had UM on my list for a little while. I had Florida, obviously. My list ranged from South Carolina to UCLA to Ohio State to Wisconsin to, I mean, you name it. I had the school on my list, but it ultimately came down. I chose UNC because, you know, I felt like at home at that place, and I love Coach Williams, and I mean, the system he's building and has built it's obviously bar to none.
All right, gentlemen, that's the big fella right there. ESPNU's #1 ranked high school basketball player in the state of Florida. Back to you, Jared.
It's the Palm Beach Central Broncos.
Ivy Leaguer, Jared, and it's no stranger to us to see some Ivy League guys. And for Hashim Moore, he's got those big hands. That's why he's good with the rock, and he's got big brains, too. That's why he's going to play Ivy League ball. And you know what? The Ivy League's kind of on the rise, and we're going to see his game as an example of that. He's a 6'4" guard. Excellent size, and he scores a lot of points, too.
Yeah, Dillard, on the other hand, they're led by a couple of senior leaders, but they have youth in the middle, and they have a big fella in Stephon Blair who can get them 20 and 10 each night.
Stephon Blair, 6'8", looks like a DeJuan Blair. He's the center for this team and a senior. Now, he's going to be opposite of one Cedric Wright, who is a freshman 6'6" center for Gibbons. And talking to the Gibbons assistants, they're already telling me he's one of the best freshmen in the entire state. We'll see how good he really is tonight. A freshman 6'6" center against a senior 6'8" guy.
Two power.